Welcome to The Explainer. We're here to break down the biggest stories, and today's is, well, it's a massive one.
Okay, let's get right into it, because this is a truly seismic global event. After days of rumors and just total speculation, it's now official. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has been killed.
So how did this all come out? Well, the news broke after this really rapid-fire series of claims and counterclaims coming out of Tehran, Washington, and Tel Aviv. I mean, it created a super confusing and tense 24 hours for everyone watching. At first, Iranian news agencies were putting out these reports claiming he was steadfast and firm, basically that he was fine. But then, a little while later, Iranian state TV, they finally confirms the killing. They've since announced a 40-day period of national mourning.
But here's the thing. Before Tehran even made it official, U.S. President Donald Trump had already claimed responsibility. He put out a post on his Truth Social platform, and he really framed this whole assassination as, an opportunity for the Iranian people.
And it wasn't just Trump. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also announced the death before Iran confirmed it. But he framed it a little differently. He made it sound like this wasn't just a one-off event, but part of a wider, ongoing campaign against Iran's leadership and, crucially, its nuclear program.
Right. So this assassination, it didn't just happen in a vacuum. You have to understand, it was part of this massive wave of joint U.S.-Israeli strikes all across Iran. And, as you can imagine, those have triggered a fierce and immediate response.
And the initial reports coming out of Iranian media, they paint an absolutely devastating picture. According to the Red Crescent, just that first wave of attacks killed at least 201 people across the country. And tragically, everyone expects that number to climb. And if you want to understand the civilian impact of all this, just look at this one number. A single strike on a girls' elementary school in the southern city of Manab reportedly killed 148 people. We're talking mostly children here. It's just horrific.
So, Iran's response? It's already happening. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, has launched ongoing waves of what they're calling counterattacks. And they're not just hitting back inside Iran, they're targeting U.S. assets in neighboring countries like Kuwait, Qatar, and the UAE. This is escalating the conflict across the entire region.
So, this all brings us to the crucial question, right? What does the death of this one man actually mean for Iran, and really for the whole region? Because his assassination has created this huge power vacuum, one that's been decades in the making.
And you have to remember, Khamenei wasn't just any leader. He held power for nearly 4 decades. He succeeded the founder of the Islamic Republic himself, Ayatollah Khamenei. I mean, this guy has shaped practically every single aspect of post-revolution Iran. And his position, supreme leader, it is without a doubt the most powerful job in Iran. He had the final say on absolutely everything. We're talking military strategy, economic policy, you name it. So his death doesn't just remove a leader, it rips a huge hole right at the center of the Iranian state.
Okay, so what's the plan? Well, Iran has actually had a succession plan for this exact scenario for a long time. Most experts believe a leadership council will probably be formed to manage the country for now, but, having a plan on paper and trying to execute it in the middle of a war, those are two very, very different things. This assassination just throws a massive amount of uncertainty into an already incredibly explosive situation.
So, as you can probably guess, the rest of the world is absolutely scrambling to respond. There was an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council, and it has just laid bare the deep, deep global divisions over all of this.
And this is really interesting because it shows you the geopolitical fault lines just so clearly. On one side, you've got the UN chief just pleading for everyone to de-escalate. Then you have Iran calling the attack a straight-up war crime. The US is justifying it, saying it's about global security and stopping a nuclear Iran. And then, no surprise here, Russia and China have sided with Iran, condemning the US and Israel and demanding they stop the attacks immediately.
And that leaves us with the biggest question of all. What happens next? You've got a war that's spiraling out of control, a major power vacuum in Tehran, and the world's superpowers are completely at odds. The Middle East and maybe even the entire globe is standing right on the brink.